Verse 13, it says, and he left them, getting into a boat, departed to the other side. Now the disciples had forgotten to take bread. They did not have more than one loaf with them in the boat. Then he charged them, saying, take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod. They reasoned among themselves and said, it was because we have no bread. But Jesus, being aware of it, said to them, why do you reason because we have no bread? Do you not perceive nor understand? Is your heart hardened? Having eyes do you not see, and having ears do you not hear? And do you not remember when I broke the 5 loaves for 5,000, how many baskets full of fragments you took up? They said 12. Also, when I broke 7 loaves for 4,000, how many basketful of fragments did you take up? They said 7. He said to them, how is it you do not understand? This is some of the harshest language that Jesus spoke to his disciples. I mean, here, the epileptic where he said, how long will I be with this perverse, faithless generation? Here he's saying, why are you reasoning that we have no bread? He was talking about the leaven of false teaching and false doctrine. Beware of the leaven, beware of the false teaching and false doctrine. They were talking about physical food because they forgot to take food. Jesus uses a miracle that he did, providing food for, what would be 4,000 men plus women and children with them, and 5,000 men plus women and children with them. And they were all satisfied, and they had more than they started with when they ended. So he's saying, don't you remember that when we needed food, we went to God and God provided it? Why would you be thinking that we're in lack? And he really rebukes them here. He tells them, don't you remember? And that's the message to us. When we go into a situation where we might have lack or need God in any circumstance, we should have in our past many victories where he came through. What did he tell Timothy? Remember the miracles. Remember when I laid hands on you. Remember when you did this and you did that. And so here he's telling them, you're forgetting that God meets our needs supernaturally. You're forgetting that when we needed, and we had people that were hungry twice in the wilderness, that a bag of groceries fed thousands of people twice. Why are you worried about physical bread? Why are you worried about physical needs? And so he was trying to get across to them. He was very frustrated with them at this point because they had experienced that miracle. In Mark chapter 6, it says, when Peter walked on the water, when the storm was calm, when Jesus got in the boat, and when the boat was translated to the seashore, those 3 miracles in 3 different gospels, the same story, Jesus said they have a hardened heart because they didn't consider the miracle of the loaves. So the miracle of the loaves was very important to Jesus. It was very important to his disciples, his apostles. And so when have a faith victory, we need to document it. We need to write it down. You need to write down how you felt, how bad it was, how dark it was, and how God came through. Because in the future, you're going to have something that tests your faith again. And in that testing, you're going to need to draw on what God did for you. And that's what he's saying here. That's the teaching here. They experienced God's miracle. They experienced his provision. They experienced his protection. They experienced Peter walking on the water, raising the dead. Nothing should be impossible in their minds, and nothing should be impossible in our minds. We should know, we should understand that it's the same God that walked in Jesus and with Jesus, and he was God and he is God, and that Jesus walks with us today, and the Holy Spirit is in us. So once we take real estate, once we see God's hand and experience his goodness, his provision, his protection, we need to remember it because we're going to run into it again. Anyway, that's our message for today. Thanks for watching. Please share, follow, and like this if you're on social media. Please, 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 at least become a free member. In the description of our teaching is our website, Watchers of Truth, watchersoftruth.com. Click on that, become a free member. Just give us your name and email address. You'll get 2 sets of teaching notes every week, and you'll get our private blog, which It's what I really think about news, politics, and finance and the end times. That comes emailed to you every Friday. And then please pray about joining us as we joined you on your journey to learn about God and His Word. Join us on our journey to teach it by becoming a partner. It's $1 is the minimum. We're praying for $425 a month donors or more, and so that we can have this foundation spread among 400 people plus to help us with, we have a new facility. We're building curriculums. We need staff. We need, several thousand a month more to bring in staff. We need at least 2 staff members to really help us with all of the different things that we're doing in the ministry. Anyway, God bless you. May God's face shine upon you. May everything you